it gives me freedom. That's the whole like ideal situation when you are working for yourself, is that you have that time freedom and you have the freedom to do what you want to each day. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Miranda Jo and I'm a graphic designer and a digital marketing coach. Today we're going to be talking about how I plan out my weekly schedule at the beginning of the week and then how I implement it throughout the week. I really like to keep things pretty simple. Most of my life is digital. Everything that I do between computer, my phone, all parts of my business are all digital. So I like to keep my planning and my scheduling to like a more physical, paper-based schedule. It kind of just lets me get all of that out of my head onto paper where I can physically cross things off. I find it much more satisfying that way. So today I'm going to be showing you a couple different ways that I plan my week and schedule my week, from a weekly brain dump onto paper and then transferring that to a whiteboard, working through my top 3 daily priorities. Every single day they change, and then as I get things done, I can cross them off my weekly to-do list. Working in my planner and what planner I use and how I implement the different parts of the planner to get things done every day. And then also using my phone and the alarm system in my clock app on my phone to make sure I'm staying on task throughout the day. I don't really like to time block because being a freelance, entrepreneur, things change throughout the day. I might have something come up earlier in the day that I didn't plan on, and it's really hard to keep things on track if I don't use some kind of an alarm system. And that way, at the end of the workday, I can shut it off and go and have some fun. So that's kind of the gist of how I schedule things. Now let's dive into the actual tasks of doing the scheduling. So the first thing that I do in the week previous to the week that I'm actually scheduling is, as I come up with things that I need to get done the next week, things that I just don't have time to get done that week, I jot them down on a piece of paper. So I get a long list of random to-dos, random tasks that I would like to get done. This also includes anytime I book a shoot for the following week, or I have client work or meetings that I need to do that following week. Although those things that are just kind of I have to do, my client meetings, photo shoots, things like that, they don't get put on my weekly to-do list, because if I did that, it would take up all of the dots on my to-do list. Those are just non-negotiables, have to get those things done. The things that go on my to-do list are things like behind the scenes kind of things, more financial things, accounting things, and then also if I've got things that need to be maintained or updated, for example, website updates or sending out branding questionnaires to new clients, things like that, that I can kind of be a little negotiable with my time, and I can do them on a Monday or I can do them on a Wednesday. The things that go on my weekly to-do list are movable tasks. So I jot everything down on a piece of paper though first, and then from there I can go through and I can make a list of, these are my non-negotiables and these are the things that I can kind of move around in my week. Once I get the things that I can move around in my week, I have them written down on a piece of paper and I transfer them to one of the whiteboards behind me. So the 2 whiteboards behind me, one of them is for a weekly to-do list, a weekly brain dump, and the other one is for my top 3 daily tasks. The weekly one stays up all week. I cross things off as I get them done. Nothing gets erased, nothing gets added. That's it. Then my top 3 priority board, that gets changed out every single day. As I get things done on that one, I cross it off, I take it down at the end of the day and rewrite my top 3 priorities the next morning. So once I get my weekly to-do list made and I get it jotted down on my big dry erase board, I then choose 3 topics every single day that I have to get done. Those 3 things, again, are not photo shoots, are not meetings. They're not my non-negotiables. They're things that I can choose each day. I like to do it this way rather than writing them down on Monday I'm going to do this, on Tuesday I'm going to do this, Wednesday, etc. Because it gives me freedom. That's the whole ideal situation when you are working for yourself, is that you have that time freedom and you have the freedom to do what you want to each day within your schedule. So I'm going to choose 3 things and I write them down on my little dry erase board. So the hard part's done now. we've got everything figured out, we've got it written down, we know what we need to do. Then, just for extra measure, because I'm not always in my office, I like to put it into an actual physical planner. This may seem like overkill to some people, and it probably is, but it helps me keep a peace of mind that I know where I need to be and I know what I need to do. So I use the Happy Planner. I love the Happy Planner because it's got the spiral bound system, but it's not like a normal planner that has like a spiral ring to it. So I like spiral bound notebooks rather than the hard bound notebooks because I like to be able to do this and write down flat. With this system though, you can actually tear the pages out and then easily pop them back in. I just love that I can do that. So in my planner, I have a monthly bill tracker, and you can actually get this as a free download on my website. I also have a monthly cleaning checklist, and this tells me what I need to clean in my house each day so that I'm staying on top of that along with everything else. Because I'll tell you right now, if I didn't have that, things would get messy around here real quick. So then I've got my whole monthly spread. This is where I put in my non-negotiables. This is where I put in when we've got a photo shoot, when I've got client meetings, I put our church time in here, our time with family, and I schedule in things that just have to happen. This is not where I put down anything from this to-do list. So, where I do all of that is on my weekly spread. And I love this planner because it has a vertical spread. So you can actually jot down your top 3 priorities in this box here and then list out all the other things you have to do. The non-negotiables, the cleaning, all of that as the days go. So I don't necessarily fill this in every single week for the whole week. I wait to fill in my weekly spread until that day comes. So then last but not least, the thing that we all always have on us is our phones. I like to use my phone at the beginning of the day when I fill out my planner and I know what I have to do that day. I go into my clock app and I just go to my alarms and start filling out at 9 a.m. I have to do this. At 7:45 p.m. I've got this shoot. And you can actually edit and adjust the labels for each alarm so that you know what you have to do at that time. So when that alarm goes off, you realize I gotta switch gears and do something else. I also use my clock app for the timer. For example, if I want to spend about 30 minutes in the morning tidying up the house and doing my household chores, I'll set my alarm for 30 minutes because it is so easy to get into the rabbit hole of cleaning or doing one thing or another and not realize how much time has passed. So I set my alarm so I know I'm staying on track for the day. And that also goes for things like watching Netflix or watching YouTube videos, you know, especially YouTube videos, because you get sucked into that hole and you don't know what time it is by the time you look up from your phone. Scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on Instagram, all of that. That is where the timer really comes into play, and you know when that timer goes off, you better get back to work. So now y'all can see how I kind of manage my time throughout the week. Like I said, it's not something super crazy. It's really pretty simple. At the end of the day, it's just me writing the same thing down in a couple different places. I have the kind of memory where if I write it down, I will remember it a lot better than if I just try to remember it myself. So you could probably cut out a couple steps if you're not that way. I just love the feeling of having a whiteboard on my wall that tells me what I need to do, and then my planner and my phone. If I have 3 things telling me what to do and to help me stay on task, I will stay on task so much better. If you have any questions or if you're interested in any of the printables I mentioned in this video, you can head on over to my website, gratefulredcollective.com, and check out the printables tab. Everything's over there. Also, please leave me a comment if you've got any insights, if you want to let me know how you guys plan your week out, or if you have any questions as well. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.